You gotta guess what? Guess what?
What?
In chat, I just saw our friend Jenny Lawson, the new proprietor of Jenny Yoga. Jenny Yoga. Isn't that what we call it? Jenny Yoga?
Yeah.
Said, and I quote, "How's everyone's weekend been? Did really good with yoga teacher practicums." I'm guessing that's like where you show them that you're good at doing it. Now it's just the exams. Uh-oh. I can't wait to go and host a live show at the grand opening of Jenny Yoga. I'm very, very excited about it. Welcome, everybody, to the Positivity Report. It's a Monday. I walked in and he goes, "What are you, sick?" I was like, no. I just screamed at a wedding for 6 hours on Saturday. The world, we got after it on Saturday at this wedding. It was awesome. You guys know Jenna Ushkowitz. She has been on the program, and she was on an episode of Josh Purdy. Her really close friend Kevin was also at the wedding. Yeah, Kevin walked their dog down the aisle. Bear is his name. He's a little French bulldog, and he had one of those little tuxedo vests, like a dog tuxedo vest. And it's the cutest thing ever. And so I lost my voice, and I'm very happy. I feel like those episodes of Friends when Phoebe lost her voice and she was like the greatest singer in the history of the coffee shop. But she didn't lose her voice. She got sick, and then she kept trying to stay sick. It was a very funny episode.
This is when we need Boone's Bourbon as a sponsor again.
Yeah.
I think he does commercials.
Boone's Bourbon. We should do maybe some voiceover of something.
Should I just talk like this too?
Yeah. Trey T said, "That's a nice baritone you've got going on, Josh. Thank you so much." So thank you all for being here on a Monday. We've got an amazing show planned for you. Brian Floriani of Freedom USA. He is really trying to change the face of literacy in the United States, from young kids all the way to adults. And he's going to be joining virtually on the show in a little bit. If you guys want to support the show, you can Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/goodpeoplegpa. Ikaika is going to keep an eye on that. You can super chat right here on YouTube as well. Any money always helps, keeps the lights on around here, and a portion of all proceeds is donated to charities. Also, if you're in the Los Angeles area, on August 21st, our first ever live show in person, 7 p.m. at Jam in the Van. Ikaika, throw up that hot image. I also pinned the link there in the chat. We're going to do a ton of promotion and all that kind of fun stuff, but that is August 21st. It's a Saturday night, 7 p.m. You can get tickets. There's VIP tickets. There's all-you-can-drink tickets. It's going to be a blast. I'm very, very excited about it. We're planning all kinds of fun stuff. Music, live Josh Purdy, all kinds of friends showing up. Thank you all for watching Josh Purdy on Friday. We had a great time. Ikaika, that thing just fell down.
I know. I have to.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I just have to go around, get it real quick.
I never know what's happening over there with all the cords. Ikaika's got if you guys ever come into studio, Ikaika's got so many cords over there. It's just fantastic. Anyway, you guys can also head over to the website, thegpa.fun, become a member of the Bucket Club. For those that hung out for a little post-show, Josh Purdy, myself, Sinead DeFries, Mark Riley, Ikaika was here, obviously. Ashley Mova hung out for a little bit. We talked a lot about some of the things that people sometimes want to hear about from the old days back in Collider, and some of those people that maybe didn't know us back at Collider got to learn some things about us. So it was a lot of fun. I hope everybody had a really nice weekend. I will say, I know that the world right now with this Delta variant, everything is kind of crazy. Get vaccinated, just do it. But it was really nice to be at a wedding again, and so the wedding, there was a lot of members of Glee that were there because she was on the show Glee. And for those that don't know, and this is I'm not like trying to be cocky or anything like that. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. I love the wedding dance floor. If I was a painter, my canvas would be a wedding dance floor. Our good friend Alessandra Torresani was there. She was ripping up the dance floor. The dancing started at about 8 and went all the way till midnight, like straight through. And this wedding also had fantastic food, but that's besides the point. So midway through, like the wedding is like the dance floor is just starting to get hot. The blazer's off, the bow tie is undone, all of it. And I'm dancing with some of like the Glee people, and Amanda pulls me aside. She's like, "These are professional dancers. You cannot keep up with them. Calm down." And I was like, no effing way. I am going full force. At one point, there was this guy there, and he was like, "Are you new to buzzing your head. And I was like, yeah. He's like, you got to start bringing a sweat rag, especially to weddings. So he's like, I was like dabbing my sweat all the way through. I sweated through my shirt, like everything so hard that next morning when you wake up and your suit and shirt is wet, Ikaika, that's when you know you did it. That's when you know you did it. Still wet. And we really got after it. And I woke up the next morning and this is what I sounded like. And because the DJ was awesome. We were screaming. Screaming. Everybody was so effing excited. People started, like the wedding dance floor starts hot and then it starts like people start kind of falling off, right? People kind of like, I got a little too drunk or people are doing their thing. Nope, not me. We kept that dance floor hot for 4 straight hours. Lifts and spins. There was like choreographers in there doing like legit Britney Spears and NSYNC stuff. These people were legit awesome dancers. And I would like to think that I held my own. I don't know. Maybe Amanda can update us on the next episode of the afternoons. Not this Thursday, but the next.
Should have gave you the GoPro for the weekend.
Oh, man. That would have been a pretty good idea. They didn't want anybody on their phones, and they didn't want anybody in social media, which was a blast, And when you sweat through your pants so much that your phone is wet, that's when you're doing it. That's when you're doing it. Great to see everybody in chat. Thanks for all being here. I know Mondays are not everybody's favorite day. Today was a pretty brutal wake up. But we're all here. We're doing it. We got a big week here at the Good People Association. Tomorrow, Jessica Hall is on the show. She has a seltzer, a hard seltzer, called Fetch. And making Fetch happen. It was awesome. I tried it at the Battle Buddy outing, and we've been talking and trying to get her on the show. So she's coming on tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, Ikaika, get ready to drink some seltzers. All right?
What?
Early morning seltzer. And making Fetch happen.
I'm not doing seltzers anymore.
Really?
They give me headaches.
You're off the
some reason.
seltzers, huh?
Yeah.
All right,
I've been off for a while.
Okay. Matt the Beer Man chimes in with a super chat. Matt, great to see you, buddy. Happy Monday. My daughter Etta turned 1 yesterday.
Whoa.
Boom. And I also went to a wedding on Saturday. So a fun weekend of celebrations and watching the Olympics. Yes. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Thanks, Matt. What do you got? Yep. The Olympics for me is like every 4 years is like my favorite thing. And the fact that we had to wait 5 is, crazy. And I know it's a very different Olympics than you've ever seen, but man, I love watching the swimming. Our swimming, we're doing okay. Katie Ledecky lost last night.
I saw that.
She never, that 400 freestyle, but I would imagine she'll win the 800 pretty handily. And then this is the first year ever that they're doing the women's 1500. They've always done the men's, but they did the women's 1500, and she's a heavy favorite in that too.
You know what's shocking?
What's that?
Nigel Houston didn't even medal in skateboarding.
I know, because he fell a bunch of times. And did you see that little, I think she's 12 years old, the Brazilian girl?
Yeah, I can't remember her name, Mariah, Leal or something. She's 13 years old.
13.
And the Japanese skateboarder that won gold, she was also 13.
13 years old.
I'm just mad Nigel Houston didn't even medal.
I know. He's awesome, though.
You say didn't even medal in skateboard. We still have the bowl, vert one.
The vert, right?
But, oh, man.
It's cool to watch. And I don't know nobody even told me about it, but I didn't even know we were getting a 3-on-3 basketball event at the Olympics. Like, they're checking in. It's like you're watching Street League. It's sick.
Yeah, and then USA lost. I think
oh my God,
I think that's kind of hilarious.
What? I don't know. You got to imagine that these guys, they're everything, and then they get to the Olympics and they figure it's just going to be, like this breezy thing. We're going to go to Tokyo, hang out. And then, but because basketball's become so international, these teams are playing, they're playing the USA, so they're giving us their best game every single time.
Mm-hmm.
We got to win the rest of our games. We play Iran, I think, tomorrow, and then we got to play, I don't know who else is in our group, but we got to advance. We've never not medaled in basketball.
The thing I want to know is, the basketball players, the rugby players, and shot put people, how do they sleep on those cardboard beds?
I know, right? The reason that they're trying to get they put those cardboard beds in there?
Yeah, so
people wouldn't be having sex on them. It's great. Listen, if you think cardboard's going to stop Olympic athletes from having sex, you're out of your mind. Anyway, that's another thing.
Anything is going to have breakdance parties in the rooms.
Just rip them apart.
That's the real Olympics. Japan versus USA.
Yeah, in beatbox. Dude, that's the kind of stuff I want to see. I also think we were talking about at the wedding, cornhole, an Olympic event, that smash ball. If you're going to do air rifle, where they're holding, Like, have you seen how many attachments are on that air rifle for them to shoot
I
it?
haven't seen videos of it. I've heard about it, but
I watched a bunch of it. I also watched a bunch of archery. The bow and arrows. I mean, that obviously that gives you the sense that maybe Hawkeye does have kind of a superpower. I mean, also I know it's a movie, but I think that if you have the bow and arrow, it needs to be the plain bow and arrow. They can't have any kind of like weights or anything on it. Like you just got to have a long bow, old school style. Nothing else happens. That's your bow.
yeah, a flint arrow made from Native Americans,
Yeah.
First Nation people.
Correct. I mean, I want these original bow and arrows. And they got guys with like binoculars. I don't know. I was watching the mix one. I've always wanted to be an archer. So, our buddy Kingsport Cal chimes in with Super Chat. I went to a local pool hall Friday night. That sounds awesome. I got into a tournament by happenstance and placed third. It was awesome. I had fun without being competitive. Yeah, well, I mean, you're kind of competitive. I'm talking about you got third, right?
Yeah, that's
Right.
bronze.
It's a solid bronze. You medaled. I'm guessing Kingsport Cal is good at pool billiards because I am not. All right, let's get to our guest. He is doing amazing things. His name is Brian Floriani. We've never talked before, but I also know amongst all of the amazing things he's doing with Freedom USA, he's also a former golf professional, Ikaika. And as people know, I'm obsessed with golf. So we're going to talk about that, but we're also going to talk about some golf. And I'm very excited about him. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Floriani, a fellow paisano.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
How are you doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
I am spectacular.
Good.
I heard your daughter turn 1.
No,
Is that?
no, not my daughter. One of our friends of the show, Matt the Beard Man. His daughter turned 1.
Well,
Yeah.
Anyway, happy birthday to Etta.
Yeah.
Are you a father?
I am. I've got a little 5-month-old, and she is the best. She's the little light of my life. It's amazing. Yeah.
What's her name?
Rosie.
Rosie.
Yeah.
Is that your first?
It's our first. Absolutely. What about you've got a couple kids, right?
I do. I've got a 12-year-old daughter. Her name's Zoe.
Okay.
And a son who just turned 7. His name's Ziggy.
Zoe and Ziggy. I love that.
So we're stuck on the Z's. They're going to have to work from behind, my friend. They're going to have to grind.
I love it. I love it.
Yep.
So thanks for joining the show, man. This is super fun. I love what you're doing as a a child of teachers, very passionate reading household. I think it's absolutely not only important but also an extremely worthy and incredible cause. Tell everybody how you kind of got into this and what's next. What's going on?
Oh, wow. Well, first, just thanks so much for having us.
Yeah.
It means a lot to us. Love your show.
Thanks.
And especially just folks who are focused on positivity.
Yeah.
I think we need a little more of that.
I
In
agree.
fact, a lot of that. And so it's good that I'm just grateful that you're focused on that because we need to hear more of it.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
So my story is an interesting one. I heard you reference golf. 15 years ago, I was running golf schools for the Golf Digest schools.
Oh, wow.
So I'd spend half the year in West Palm Beach and the other half in Lake Tahoe.
Yes.
Life was horrible.
I mean, I love the courses in Tahoe. I mean, that Edgewood where they play the American Century, gorgeous courses. Old Greenwood.
You played Old Greenwood?
Yeah, Old Greenwood's a great. Yeah.
That's where I was.
No way.
So
That's amazing.
If you have a really long range, and at the other end of the range is a building and a nice 5-acre short game facility, that's where I was.
That's amazing. I love that.
And they because of the growing season is so short there, they sodded that whole golf course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, we got to tee it up sometime.
I would love to, man. I would love to. Yeah. Because where
so
are you right
anyway-
now? You're in Chicago? Where are you located right now?
Just northern suburb of Chicago.
Right on. Okay. Great.
So that's where we call home.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so that's what I was doing. And on the same day, my dad, Bernie, and my grandmother died on the same day.
Oh my God.
And so I was asked to eulogize them both in separate services, about an hour apart, buried about 100 yards from each other.
Unreal.
And as you can imagine, that was a pretty intense time for me and my family. And what it really brought me to was that as I reflected on their lives, that their lives and what I was talking about was really about significance. It wasn't about success.
Sure.
And as I reflected on my own life, and I was asking myself 3 questions: if I were to die today, would anybody have anything to say about me? Would it be true, and would it matter? And I really didn't like the answers to those questions.
Wow.
And so I left the golf business and dedicated my life to service to others, and ended up in a school district in the northern suburbs called Zion Elementary School. And I'm sorry, Zion School District at Shiloh Park Elementary. And man, what a transformational experience that was. And I thought I wanted to be an elementary school teacher in an under-resourced community. And man, learned a lot from, just from a different perspective. Not being a student, but seeing it from the outside looking in and seeing how critical education is to all of us, and literacy specifically. The fact that these children were eager to be reading and they wanted to go home and read, and there were no books in the house, and nobody was taking them to the library. It didn't matter why, it just wasn't happening. And even in the library where I was working, you could check books out from the library, but you couldn't take them home.
Right.
And I just that was just unacceptable to me in a country that talks about pursuit of happiness and equity and education and equality, and the fact that these children really weren't getting a really fair shot. And then that experience and then reflecting on my father's life. So my father and all my family's from Western Pennsylvania.
Well, get out of here. Where in Western Pennsylvania?
Well, how familiar are you with it?
I'm from Western Pennsylvania. I'm from Upper St. Clair.
Boy.
Yeah.
I knew I loved you.
Steeler fan to the day I die,
That's
my
what
friend.
I'm talking about.
Yes.
Mean Joe Green.
Hell
Jack
yeah.
Lambert.
You know it.
Yes. So they're from, I think the easiest way to put it is near Greensburg.
Okay. Right on.
New Stanton.
New Stanton, the exit off the turnpike. I get it.
Baby.
Yeah.
And so, little town called West Newton, and then a smaller town compared to even West Newton called Sutersville. So my dad grew up in Sutersville.
Wow.
His dad was both his parents are immigrants, and his dad was a coal miner for 51 years.
Yeah. That's how my great grandparents came over too. All coal miners. They came from Italy, and they were all coal miners. Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. And my dad didn't have running water till he went to college.
Oh my God.
And he literally read his way to a better life. And so what happened one day there in the schools where I was working is that experience and then my dad's story collided. And I just realized these children were just little Bernies.
Yeah.
And they needed a shot like he had. And so we started the book bank, Bernie's Book Bank, in my garage 11 years ago, but with a really clear mission that we were going to build a children's book bank model that was effective, efficient, scalable, and sustainable.
Wow. And
we were going to replicate it in every major city in the country. And though we've been, relatively speaking, very successful, I mean, we started the book bank on my credit card for $5,000. It's since been paid off, Josh.
Yeah, good.
I think I paid a little bit more than $5,000 at the end of the day. But we now run off a $4 million budget and serve 300,000 children with 12 quality books a year from birth through 6th grade, and we're now really pursuing replication aggressively. But there still is an underlying challenge in philanthropy, and the philanthropic landscape doesn't look bright in terms of the amount of people that are giving, what they're giving, the concentration of wealth that we have in our country. There's more players in the nonprofit sector than there ever have been, and that was kind of the impetus for the thoughts around Freadom, is that we needed to find a way to generate revenue in a real way, to not only get proof of proven concepts to scale, but also attract really entrepreneurial, smart people to the battlefield of literacy. Because I just believe that we'll never reach our full potential as a country until every child is reading ready and every child is reading proficient by the time they're in 3rd grade. I really believe it should be one of our key performance indicators as a country. Are we successful or not?
Right.
So that's a condensed version of the story. I could talk for hours on that, but I feel blessed to be in a position to serve others and to work alongside of people and on behalf of supporters for our mission. And I just feel grateful to have a life full of purpose. So And we try to keep it positive at all times. So
I love it. I love it. Okay, so first of all, real quick, Spirit Channels in the chat chimes in, says, "What a small world. Suitersville is down the street from my hometown." So there you go, dude. Like,
wow,
that's awesome.
Love Suitersville. I love the people of Western Pennsylvania.
The best.
You know, I'm grateful that I grew up around those folks, and you know, you don't realize it, but you're learning a lot of things from the people that you grow up around. And, you know, I think one of the best things my dad ever did is every time we went back to grandma's house, we'd end up back there by the hole where the outhouse was.
Yeah.
And, you know, it kind of taught me two things. You know, one, this is where you come from. Don't ever forget it. And two, if you're willing to work hard and sacrifice, you can get what you want in this country, but you got to work hard for it.
Got to work hard.
And you got to take personal responsibility for those things you want.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, when my uncle owns a bar in Falston, PA, which is in Beaver County. My dad's from Beaver, New Brighton area. You know, all those Italians and Polish people came to New Brighton to work in steel mills. My mom's Italian, grew up in the city of Pittsburgh. All those Italians came to work in the steel mills or the coal mines, all that kind of stuff. Made a life for themselves. My great grandma on my mom's side.
Did you say grandmom?
Great grandma.
Mom.
Yeah, mom. Of course.
That's
how it's spelled.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's Western PA right there.
It sure is.
It's not mom. It's mom.
It's mom. You listen to your mom right now, okay?
That's right. Go down to town. Go down to town.
Come on, you got to hang out down there.
Have some stony.
You know. So when she, you know, when they came over from Italy, crazy enough, my great grandfather and his brother went back to this little town in Italy in Chilico and met sisters and brought them to the United States and married them. Right, so they didn't speak any English, and my great grandma was married with her spelling book. That was the first book that was given to her because she wanted to learn English so bad. And you know, they made a life for themselves. Reading was extremely, extremely important. Again, you know, my parents were both teachers at one point. My dad got out of education, but continued to teach in the community, whether through sports or whatever. And I grew up in that house where you read that, you know, you could only get TV, and TV was always Jeopardy. So
that's right.
the only thing you had to earn that through reading, right? So all those summer reading programs, everything. It's, you know, again, I think it's something that is overlooked because everybody just thinks everybody can read, right? And that's not true. It's wild to think that.
Right. And it's, you know, there's 32 million adults in America that can't read.
That's unbelievable.
We rank 12th out of 20 of the highest income countries in the world in reading.
12th. Wow.
And I think it's one of these things where it's an epidemic and pandemic of its own, in its own right, that truly affects us all.
Yeah.
In very big ways. And I think because it's going on for so long and it's not right there and so dramatic right in front of you, that we don't respond to it in the same way that we do with some other things. And it's, you know, I've taken it on as my responsibility to do whatever I can to bring it to the forefront of conversations in our country. Because I really believe that once we get there and have literacy for all, it's not only the right thing to do, but it ultimately impacts us all. And, you know, I think that we would benefit from it. I mean, think about the innovation that we've had and the things that we've done in our country, you know, creating the iPhone, going to the moon, all these things. Yeah. If they're possible, literacy for all is possible. And by the way, without literacy, you don't get those things. Yeah. And so I think that whether it's innovation or, you know, my brother, we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of my brother passing away from ALS.
Oh, man.
And it really pains me to think that the cure for ALS or cancer could be lying dormant on the south side of Chicago or the north side of Milwaukee or any other place in America where children really aren't giving the same equitable opportunity to be educated. We'd all benefit, and it just needs to become a national priority.
You know, it's the program Last Chance U on Netflix. You know, they follow junior college football, and this last season was junior college basketball. And the thing that I've taken away from all of those programs is how how hard it is for a lot of these athletes or people that were raised in communities or families or households where reading and education was never an important thing. At least that's what it seems like. Or they went to schools that were super underfunded and they just passed them along because they couldn't keep holding them back and they were athletes and whatever. And you see as they get older and they're now at a college and they have to write papers and they don't have that ability. It really is. That's, like you said, that's the pandemic, is education. I thank my lucky stars every day that I was raised in a household where that was extremely important because listen, I grew up in a very nice part of Western Pennsylvania, but if there's a lot of parts of Western Pennsylvania that aren't, and there's a lot of kids that probably don't get that opportunity.
Millions. Millions.
Yeah.
Millions. And, we can't control what's going on in the household.
No.
But we certainly, there are things we can control.
Yeah.
And I think we can control the level of education and the investment that is made into every child.
Yeah.
We can control that. Book ownership is something that is a variable we can control. And, the beautiful thing about reading readiness, it's a pivotal moment in your lifetime. And you said you have a daughter, 5 years old?
5 months.
5 months old?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Rosie.
Rosie.
Yeah.
Rosie, you're going to see this soon. Rosie's going to be reading ready. And last time I checked, you're not a reading professional.
Right.
And so the beauty of it is reading readiness, it's critical, but we all can, it's not super complicated to produce reading ready children.
Mm-hmm.
If I can do it, if you can do it, we can all do it. And if it takes a group effort to make sure that all children are reading ready, and so they enter kindergarten, they're ready to learn, and they're ready to, instead of learning to read, they're reading to learn.
Right.
It changes. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
And I want our generation to be that place in history where we finally said, this is it. This is where it all happened.
Yeah.
I think social justice is directly related to equitable education.
Yes.
There's no way you get social justice without doing that. And it's a low hanging fruit that we should be focused on right now.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it's, we just moved and, when you have a kid, you start looking at school districts and that kind of stuff. The public education here in Los Angeles it's a travesty. It's, we're a giant metropolis and a lot of our public schools aren't very good. And I've never really understood that. Do you know what I mean? I've never understood why we don't take all of the budgets and put them towards the education system where, you don't have to move to a good area to have a good school. Everybody should have that same opportunity.
That's right. Well, if we're going to have public education, let's have public education.
Yeah, right.
And
well said.
What's sad, Josh, is that would be the same whether it's in Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Nashville, Jacksonville. You could pretty much say that every metro area school system struggles.
Yeah.
And they're the most under-resourced population that pretty much we have.
Yeah.
And that's pretty sad in a country like ours. And I'm proud of our country. We're making a lot of progress.
Yeah. But
I think we have a dedication to always being better, and we need to do that with a sense of urgency. So
what? And before I get that, our buddy Trey T chimes in chat. We've got an in-school program volunteer here in Portland that pairs adults with at-risk first through third graders once a week. Businesses give us time off to drive to the schools, and the kids love it. See, that we need more stuff like that. That is the kind of stuff that, because I've always said, yes, money is very important in charitable and philanthropic ventures, but time is also extremely important. Actually showing up and doing things to show that you care, not just, yes, cutting a check, again, really, really helps, but also showing the people, because when it comes to children, a lot of these children haven't had people show up for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. I think that it sends a sign that we love you, we care about you. And not only is it good for the children being served, it's great for the giver.
Yes.
Volunteering, when you give, you receive. I think that the other advantage of volunteering is it really builds perspective for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that perspective is a really big deal. I have a lot of perspective, I think, but I still feel sorry for myself from time to time. And when I do, I think about the children we serve or the children we don't serve yet, and the people that I'm a little more proximate to that are going to be challenged for a very long time.
Yeah.
And the other thing about volunteering or engagement is that when you can engage people in the process and the mission, they tend to invest more.
Yeah.
Because they now feel ownership in that mission, and that becomes more tangible for them.
Yes.
So I think all those programs are great, and there need to be more of them. When I think about and I speak about nonprofit and the nonprofits in the nonprofit sector, I think that we just need to make sure that we're all operating like a business.
Yeah.
And we need to have, it's very emotional work, but we really need to focus on the fact that are our efforts effective, efficient, scalable, and sustainable? Because at the end of the day, there aren't endless amounts of money.
Yeah.
And so love those programs. We have a ton of them here in Chicagoland, and I think it's great for everyone involved.
So our buddy Kingsport Cal has been chiming in. He said, he lives in Tennessee, Kingsport, Tennessee. He says he knows a lot of people that don't read, but he has also said, my father made my brother and I learn a new word from the dictionary every day. Also, we had to do multiplication 1 through 10, hands behind our back. That's just, listen, you can train your kids to play sports. You can train your kids to be smart as well and learn and love education. My mom was a teacher. I've told this story on the show. My mom was a teacher for over 30 years, Western Pennsylvania, the Keystone Oaks School District there. And I can't tell you how many times, because I have a pretty unique last name. When people hear my last name, they're like, did your mom teach at Keystone Oaks? Like, yeah, she changed my life. And so it's teachers like that inspire. It's teachers, criminally underpaid. Teachers are.
Amen.
And
I'll debate that with anyone,
yes,
anytime, anywhere. And I'm glad you brought up teachers, because one thing that we do, that we've started at Freadom, is every year we do a little campaign where it's an Elevate an Educator campaign, where you can go onto our platform and tell a really great story about an educators who
sure, have
really meant a lot to you in your life. And I think it's really uplifting, especially right now with where we are with COVID. We need to uplift these teachers. We need to honor them. And this campaign will start again in September. So for all you listeners out there that have an educator in your life that you'd really want to honor in a pretty simple way, this would be a great way to do it.
Yep.
Through our Elevate an Educator campaign. But I'm with you 100%. We need to support our educators and honor them in the way that we honor a lot of other professions.
Mm-hmm.
Because they really are impacting our future. Look, there's bad everything of everything.
Yes.
Like there's a few, right?
Yeah.
Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the incredible amount of good that our educators have sacrificed to do on behalf of all of us.
Yep.
They're selfish folks who are so passionate, and a lot of time are spending their own money just to make sure that they're providing the best service to these children in front of them that they possibly can.
Yep. Tell everybody, where they can go, how they can support. Can we do like a book drive here to send to you? Like, where are the locations? What's next big steps? I know you've got a lot of things going on too.
Well, so let me just make sure I clarify the difference between Bernie's Book Bank and Freadom. So Bernie's Book Bank is a children's book bank that I founded. We hired an incredible CEO a few years ago, have an incredible team. That's a nonprofit. Where Freadom came from was really a recognition that the philanthropic future isn't really promising, and that we needed to make sure we're generating real revenue to support these efforts and to attract people to get into the literacy game. And you're not going to do that by saying, hey, bro, take your credit card, put $5,000 on it, and have 3 jobs while you're starting this, and then grind every year just to get the revenue you need to serve what you did last year. We need to have a growth mindset, because if your mission's that important, if it's important for one, it's important for all. So I would encourage your listeners to go to berniesbookbank.org, check out what we've done there, the growth of the organization, the sincerity around our mission, and what our plans for the future are. And then Freadom is a completely separate company that was founded in in light of the Newman zone of the world and,
Sure.
and the Tom shoes and the Bomba socks, 62% of purchases made today are made with purpose in mind. Where is it made? How is it made? Who's it benefit? And the trends are, especially with the millennials, the Gen Xers, Gen Zers, and the generations that are coming behind, that's only going to increase.
Right.
And in that case, I believe that consumerism has become activism in a way.
Okay.
And so Freedom's a lifestyle brand. We sell all kinds of. I brought this along for you. These are some note cards.
I love it.
We're in the positivity
I end
business.
every show and I say it. Choose positivity. I love it.
That's right. It is a choice, isn't it?
100%. It's an active choice. You got to choose it.
Life is but a series of choices.
Yes.
And I mean, whether it's those or whether it's dog leashes or these cool coffee mugs, and I think that the important thing to know about Freedom is that we've dedicated 100% of our net profits back to literacy initiatives throughout the country, initiatives that are bold, that want to grow. Bernie's Book Bank is one of those beneficiaries, but we also support Reading Partners and Read Alliance and also Little Free Library, their impact program. So
amazing.
Check out Freedom, spelled FREADOM, USA.com.
I love a good pun and I love a good play on words.
Yeah,
Brian.
well, listen, I believe that there's a reason why reading is in the word freedom, because you aren't truly free until you can read.
Yeah.
And I think it just goes well. So
that's great.
I don't know if I answered your question, but
you did. No, absolutely. I'm guessing as a former golf professional that you have a charity golf outing every summer. At least you should if you don't.
We do.
Yeah.
We've done a couple things with golf at the book bank. I never wanted to do golf outings because they're a dime a dozen.
Sure.
They take a long time, but I think we've done a really good job of making these super classy. And but golf has been transformational for the sake of Bernie's Book Bank. I mean, you don't get 5-hour coffees with people.
Right.
So I've spent a lot of time with current donors and future donors on the golf course. And it's a great way to build a relationship. And so I'm grateful for golf and the opportunity I've had to play golf and be involved in the golf business for many reasons. So,
that's amazing. There's so many causes out there that have very good initiatives, very good goals, something like this. There aren't many causes that seem so almost easy. Like your cause just makes sense, right? There's so much that goes into, curing illnesses and research and all that kind of stuff where we may not see a light at an end of a tunnel, right? Freedom and literacy for all, the light is there. Everybody can see it. It's a matter of actually getting the books into people's hands and getting the educators and getting people volunteering. Very worthy, and I don't want to say obvious, but obvious.
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah. I'm about fixing causes, not symptoms.
Okay.
And I think a lot of what we see, the challenges we have in this country, whether it's around poverty or hunger, homelessness, all those things are really symptomatic of other problems that we need to solve. Uh-huh. And back to education, if we were to give every child an equitable education, I really believe that would end up solving in a big way some of our other problems. Now, it takes more vision. It takes longer for it to work, which is part of our issue. We're right now, give it to me now.
Yeah.
Society. And but I think that if we fix that, we fix a lot of these other issues, and the net is super positive for all of us, whether it be emotionally, financially, in every way.
Yes. Right on. Brian, dude, I really appreciate you taking the time. I would like to really stay in touch, and if there's anything I can do here in Los Angeles, or come and volunteer out there, wherever the locations are, us Western Pennsylvania boys got to stick together.
No doubt.
And please, anything that we can do here, we would love to help. Do a live stream that we can raise money for, whatever the case may be. I love what you're doing. I think it not only, like I said, extremely important, but I'm very passionate about education, reading, all that kind of stuff. Keep doing it, dude. You're crushing. Really, really love it.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate your support and willingness to give us a platform to talk about it a little bit. I hope we stay connected.
Yeah.
As we approach the school year, hope people would keep Freadom in mind. Again, it's FREADOM USA.com when they're thinking about back to school apparel for their children. We've just made our children's tees $10.50. I think they're super cool. A lot of other folks have thought they were super cool. And then as we get into the holidays, consider a gift that gives twice. Consider a gift that not only makes whoever you're giving it to happy, but knowing that 100% of the profits of that gift goes to support literacy for all. Consider that. In the meantime, follow us on all social media platforms. And Josh, I just appreciate the time.
Of course, man. Thank you.
Love what you do. Thanks for spreading positivity and more than anything, making people laugh. I think that's super important. Can I share one story with you before
Please,
I go?
by all means.
Okay.
And I just pinned your website in the chat right here. So for the next 15 minutes, and I'll make sure that it's in the description and everything. But I'll make sure that we talk about it. And again, let's keep in touch, and we'll figure something out and do something.
Awesome.
Do something.
So let me leave you this one story.
Okay.
This is critical. So my brother battled ALS for 7 years.
Wow.
For the last 4 years, he was paralyzed, and for most of that, he was on a ventilator. And finally, at middle of July last year, he decided that he had had enough and he was going to surrender, not quit, but surrender. And so on July 30th of last year, he was called home. But the day that we took him to hospice to have all this take place, we were in the room with him, and he looked at the doctor and said, how much time do I have? And he said, well, now's the time. And though we had all had pretty in-depth conversations with him prior to going there, he looked at us all and he said, if you need to choose between happy and sad, choose happy. And he looked at the doctor and he said, thank you for what you do. Looked at the nurse, complimented her. And then he said, I'm ready. And I think it's important to recognize that someone minutes away from eternity had the wherewithal to tell people that were still living to choose happy, because we all have choices.
Yeah.
It's up to the person in the mirror. And those choices impact every single person around you, whether it's choosing joy, choosing happy, choosing positivity, choosing the high road, choosing grace, choosing love. All of those things are our choice. And so I would just leave you with that. And I made a promise once I heard that come from him that I would share it with as many people as I possibly could. So with that, I'll leave you.
Dude, unbelievable story.
Yep.
I'm an emotional guy, so I'm crying over here. But, hey, I got a brother, and, it's, I don't know what else to say, man. You got me speechless. So thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy each minute.
Yeah,
bud. It's a gift.
Yep.
Okay.
Keep doing your thing, dude. Can't wait to really work together more. I love it.
All right, let's talk again. Go Steelers.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. See you now.
Brian Floriani. Just awesome. Really, really. I mean, I don't know what else to say there. It's just what an incredible dude, doing amazing things, choosing positivity, choose happy. Really awesome. Really, really, really cool. Thanks to everybody in chat for being fantastic during the entire conversation. And, go to freedomusa.com and help support the cause. It's really, really important. I know there, again, like I said, there's so.
Can you guys hear that? Chat? Hello? Let me try again.
Is this the Lord of the Rings thing?
I'm trying to.
Oh man, that sounds brutal. Hey everybody, sorry about that. Our internet went down. It happens. It hasn't happened on a show.
It's back. They can hear us.
And I don't know how long.
Yay!
Back. Baby, come back.
Try one more time.
Again, special thanks to Brian Floriani from Freedom USA. That's still pinned up there in the chat. Check it out. Check it out. We appreciate all of you. Ikaika Shively, we're going to do some videos and Make Me Smile. Before we do, Ikaika had a big weekend too.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Where is it again?
Roland Heights.
Roland Heights. Okay. So Ikaika went to, tell them everybody.
Raising Cane's. So
Show the picture. Can you show the picture?
I don't have it up right now.
Dang. Okay.
So I was on TikTok on Sunday morning, and I kept seeing Frank and Sons, which I've been wanting to go for months and months and months.
Okay.
Which is the toy collector like expo almost, but they do it every weekend, like Saturday to Sunday.
Okay, got it.
And they had a spooky theme one for this weekend only. I was like, Heather, let's go. She's like, okay. I'm like, yes. So we go. On the way over there, I see a Chick-fil-A. I'm like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right across the street from it is a Raising Cane's. I'm like, oh my God.
We
I've
gotta
been
go.
seeing this. I saw one in Colorado and I didn't get to go to it.
I'm so pissed I didn't do it on my drive across the country.
So after we went to the toy shop or the collector thing, we went there because I'm hungry now. I was like, can we go get Raising Cane's? I want to try their chicken tenders. She's like, okay. So we go. We're in line. She's like, I like how excited you are whenever you see a new fast food place. I'm like, yeah, I love food. And
Me too.
like, look at me. I love food.
I think we lost internet again.
Did we? No?
No?
I see it.
Maybe I just lost Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so we go. The menu is very simple. It's like in and out, but it's like, do you want a 3-piece, 4-piece, a 6-piece, or like a chicken sandwich?
Genius.
I got the 6-piece because I wanted extra.
Come on.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Okay. All
Very
right.
crispy.
Yeah.
Very tender, juicy on the inside.
Okay.
Flavor all the way through. Their sauce is okay.
Okay, sauce is okay. So you should maybe get Chick-fil-A sauce for your Raising Cane's, is what you're saying.
I guess.
Like
yeah.
the double up.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not opposed to cross-pollination when it comes to the fast food. I mean, I was so bummed that we didn't stop on my drive to Texas. And I think about it all the time. I'm like you, dude. When I see like a new looking fast food place, I freak out. I get so excited.
I wish.
It's like a dive bar and fast food are my favorite things when it comes to consumption.
I mean, if you can get a permission slip from Amanda and Rosie, I think we should just do like a 1-week road trip around the country, just doing all fast food. This is after the weight loss challenge, of course.
Well, yeah, of course.
But like, oh my God.
Man.
But like, you know what? You didn't really need the dipping sauce with the chicken because the chicken was tasty.
It was that
enough.
good, huh?
Yeah.
Our buddy Daniel Medina says, you were right next to my theater, ? Exclamation point, question mark. What, Daniel Medina, you could come be a guest reviewer on our first Raising Cane's adventure. Also, somebody chimed in, if you guys want to check out the Chicken Breaks episode from this Saturday, Mark Riley joined as a guest reviewer. And no, spoiler alert, Mark, it will not be invited back. We love him, but he has insulted the legacy of the Chicken Bake, and that is unacceptable here on the program. No, we got to do Raising Cane's. I want to get to this Iggy's place in Tucson. What I really want, and it's not a diner, I want those like local fast food places that only exist in certain towns, right? Like that might have like 2 or 3 locations of this burger chain, right? Or this chicken place. You know what I mean? It's like a Los Pollos Hermanos. It only exists in that area. I know Los Pollos Hermanos doesn't exist. I'm not an idiot. What I'm saying is that there are certain places that only exist and in those certain areas. You know what I mean? Anyway.
If we could raise $15,000, that's going to be our next show.
I missed this. Brian Jackson, Mr. McClunky said, I had a great weekend. Went to El Corazon, saw Ken, Mark, and Daniel of the GPA family. Great time. I heard it was a great show. I saw some pictures. Really bummed that we aren't there. But if you want to see us live in Los Angeles, go to jaminthevan.com. I also posted the link here. But we're going to start promoting. You can check out all the social medias at Good People GPA across the board. At Josh Macuga, at Riley Round, at Ken Knapsack, at Ikaika S3, the legend. So you can check that out there. You can see us live. It's going to be a great time. And that will also be live streamed. So, there's that. Man, I'm really jealous of this Raising Cane's situation. So how far is Roland Heights from here?
It was about 45 minutes.
That's not bad. I'll do
It's
that
not.
for chicken.
Yeah. Like we went in the morning like, maybe we left at like 10:30, 11.
Okay.
We didn't hit really any traffic.
Okay.
Just going
Yeah.
down there.
Mm.
Oh, my
It's like-
stomach is growling right now.
Oh, man.
I only had like maybe 3.5 because because I ate all the fries first. I'm like, the fries are not gonna last, or I eat these.
Okay.
Save the chicken for later. So that was my dinner too. Was the chicken.
Okay, so Kingsport Cow chimes in and says, we got Pals here in East Tennessee. Great burgers. F In-N-Out. All right, take it easy. In-N-Out is very good. And Luce Redmond chimes in with Pals with the drooly emoji. So wait a second. What's Pals? I want to hear about this. Is it a chain? Is there like a couple locations? Because that's what I want, like the mini franchise. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not national. It's like very regional franchise thing. Because we, in Pittsburgh, we have a thing called Permane Brothers, right? Permane Brothers, not fast food. It is a restaurant. But there are like 7 or 8 locations. It's where you put the French fries on the sandwich. It's fast-ish food. You still sit down, but you can also order at the counter, take it away. It's fantastic. But it's like our local chain, right? Rob says Big City Burrito in Northern Colorado. Yeah. My Wi-Fi keeps going out, but the internet stays.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's your Wi-Fi.
Sons of bees things.
I have 2 things I want to do. One, I want to take not me personally but all of us go to Hawaii, go to Oahu, take you to all the good beaches, all the good food spots.
Yeah.
But also, like, I want to take you to some places in San Jose. Like, you need to go here.
Oh, yeah.
You need to go here. Because you go up there sometimes.
I do.
Like, there's a Mexican up there.
Yeah.
There's a really good pizza place called Hi-Fi Pizza. You walk in, it's just Bay Area sports memorabilia everywhere. Like Joe Montana
Hi-Fi
signed.
Pizza. Where is that in San Jose?
Yeah, there's 2 of them, but there's one literally like 5 blocks from my mom's house.
Okay. Hi-Fi Pizza in San Jose.
Really good.
I dig. All right, let's do some videos and make me smile, and we can go home. If you come to Portland, Oregon, then it's Burgerville. Oh, man.
Burgerville. Oh.
Pal's sudden service, man, because my Wi-Fi just went out. Big City Burrito. Oh,
So
man.
this is why boxers are my favorite breed.
Watch this.
They always have this look on their face like they owe you money and they're really worried about it and they're worried you're going to ask. So this is why
It looks like one of those deep sea fish.
I
Its eyes
know.
are so
It's
big.
so big. It's like one of those
They owe you
Bratz
money,
dolls.
and they're really
Look,
worried
look
about
at
it,
that
and they're
dog.
gonna ask.
I thought it was a filter at first. I thought I was getting, but this video is too.
They always have this look on
thing.
their face like they owe you
It's like
money,
too-
and they're really worried about it and they're worried you're going to ask.
Or it's like you just stole like something from
So
them.
this is why
My
boxers are
grandmama
my
gave me
favorite
that
breed.
chain.
They always have
What'd
this
you say
look on
about
their
me?
face like they owe you
Oh,
money,
my
and they're
God.
really worried about it and
All right. Wait, did you? Oh, yeah. Look at this. This guy's just napping with an elephant. How cool does that look? His hat comes off.
It's a little baby.
It's a little baby elephant just hanging out. Look at
Do you think if you worked at any of like the Disney parks, you'd want to work at like Animal Kingdom?
Yes. I think that, like if you gave me 10 career options back in the day, I think vet or like zoologist would have been in the top 10. I would have liked to work with crazy animals.
When Rosie's a little bit older, there's a Animal Kingdom show on Disney
Oh.
Plus.
Okay.
So you get to learn all about like the baby animals and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she'll love that.
Hook it up.
All right, speaking of Rosie.
Yeah. All right, watch this little video. Okay. So Amanda took this. This is like post-nap yesterday. She just like falls back asleep. And then she's like, oh. Wait, oh!
Are we awake or no? I'm not sure.
Look at her. She kind of, this is like me. I tweeted it when I said I tweeted, like, this is how I fall asleep in movies.
that's
Like,
your power nap.
I'm so excited. And then I'm back up and ready to go. Let's go.
I was like, okay, first she looks identical to you, and now she's
Yeah.
like acting like you.
I know. I know.
You're gonna have 2 Joshes in the household.
So cute. Oh, man. Look at her. She just like falls right to sleep. And then she's just like, oh, da 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 da. Oh, Mom. Oh. Come on. That is adorable. Man, we got lucky with the sweet little girl. She is so cute. Thank you all for joining us here on the Positivity Report. Like I said, tomorrow on the program, Jessica Hall. Jessica Hall will be on the show. She has a seltzer called Fetch. I met her at the Battle Buddy Golf outing. And she's awesome. She's like super. We're going to have a great time tomorrow morning. I'm very, very excited about it. So tune in for that. Riley's Cantina tomorrow. Wednesday, I believe we're doing the horror watch along, correct, Gaga?
I want to.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
Candyman, right?
Yeah.
We'll do the scary horror watch along. Ikaika and I also have to, we're doing that scary thing on Twitch, which scared the shit out of me on Friday. There's so much more to do.
Yeah. you probably have about maybe 8 more hours of that game.
8?
Yeah, so I think we should, when we do streams, we need to do at least 2 hours of that.
Okay, like so part
just
1,
so you
part
get the
2.
controls, because you keep forgetting the
Yeah, I
controls
do
and stuff.
forget the controls.
I'm gonna train you. By the end of the year, you're gonna be able to play like Call of Duty. You're gonna be able to look and shoot
Man.
and walk. With
We
both
should do
sticks.
some like Call of Duty. Also, and I'll show it tomorrow on the show. I got the full colored version of Tony Okeda's drawing of me getting eaten by the clown guy. Pennywise, right? Thanks. Yeah. And I don't have any guests for Josh Brady this weekend, but I'm working on Friday. But I'm working on something kind of fun. So we shall see. All kinds of fun stuff here at the Good People Association. Thank you as always for joining us. Also, extremely special thanks to Brian Floriani from freedomusa.com, berniesbookbank.org. You can check that out as well. Thank you. Like he said, choose positivity. It's an active choice. Choose it every single day. Text somebody, call them, tell them you love them. It matters. It's way easier to love than hate. Find the good. I might, you know what? I think I might start doing this too. Choose happy. In inspiration of Brian's brother, choose happy too. Just choose happy. We love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow.